Lego Bears, I am so excited! Uni-Kitty is my favourite!
You are clearly too excited about this. I'm not even sure that our audience are worried about your unicorn-kitty hybrid news.
I'm too excited!
So we have other news too. It's Hellboy is having a reboot, Deadpool's X-Men friends, Judge Dredd's new TV show, news from Infinity War set, Aquaman, Alien, Edge of Tomorrow, new anime. Blame.
And for the games, we have Prey Gameplay, Metroid Prime 4, and Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry, the Western Edition. Hello, and welcome to Tuesday Newsday. We are Kema, or Kirsten and Jema, and we are here to give you the news.
Well, with Wolverine's story at an end and Deadpool 2 out next year, there has been plenty of speculation about who will be the next superhero to make an R-rated film. Well,
who could it be?
I know. It turns out that Hellboy may be returning, but not as we've seen him before.
I loved Hellboy.
Back in February, Del Toro announced that Hellboy 3 was not going to happen, and we were all very sad. But it seems that this has opened the door for a reboot. Yay! Neil Marshall is set to direct, and David Harbour from Stranger Things will be our new Hellboy. It currently has a working title, Rise of the Blood Queen, and for those of you who don't know the Hellboy universe, she is one of the most powerful witches, so depending on how closely the script follows the comics, we should be in for quite a bloodbath.
Cosby, the writer, says, I can't really talk about specifics with regard to the story, which they're keeping a pretty tight lid on at the moment, but I can say that this is a darker and more gruesome version of Hellboy. Neil said from the very beginning that he wanted to walk a razor's edge between horror and comic book movie, which was music to my ears because that's what I was shooting for in the script, and precisely what Mignola does so well in the comics.
True.
The first draft of the script is completed, and we've heard that shooting could start as early as September.
Woohoo!
It's very soon.
It is soon.
Yeah.
And speaking of our favourite R-rated comic book characters, Deadpool is heading to the small screen for a grown-up animated TV show.
Way.
Can you believe it? Donald Glover and his brother Stephen Glover will co-write and co-produce the show for FX. How much more fun could this be? Deadpool, Donald and FX, the perfect fit for the Merc with a Mouth, says Marvel's Jeff Loeb. Don't know why I always struggle with this name. This show will continue FX's relationship with Marvel after their success with Legion, and Donald Glover seems to be involved in all kinds of things with Marvel. He is the voice of Miles Morales, aka Spider-Man, in the latest alternate Spider-Man cartoon, and his role in the Spider-Man Homecoming film is still being kept a secret, so it must be really important.
It must be.
Yeah.
We also have Deadpool 2 coming out next year, which will set up an X-Force film, which will add to the X-Meniverse. And so as we learn about the cast for Deadpool 2, we begin to see the lineup take shape. We're already expecting Deadpool and Josh Brolin's Cable, and it's looking like Zazie Beetz Domino will be joining them. The others you may not know. So we have Sunspot, who's able to use energy from the sun to power himself, gaining flight, super strength, durability, and energy blast.
Like a solar panel.
And next we have Feral. This feline-like mutant has enhanced senses, claws, and a tail, and increased strength, agility, reflexes, and a healing factor. And lastly, we have Shatterstar. He's from the future dimension, a genetically altered mutant. He possesses the power to generate shockwaves and extreme mental prowess, super fast reflexes, and heightened physical abilities.
Wow.
Deadpool will be in cinemas next June, so we will get to see them brought to life.
Well, hey.
We hope.
But Deadpool isn't the only star getting a TV show, no.
Ooh.
Judge Dredd is going to get a new live-action show called Judge Dredd Mega City 1.
I am the law!
I Am Global TV boss Mark Stern said, "This is one of those seminal sci-fi properties that seems to only become more relevant with age. Not only is it a rich world with biting social commentary, but it's also fun as hell." As a fan of the comics and both films, really, it's a dream come true to be able to work in adapting this for television. I Am Global are working with Rebellion to bring the show to life, and we don't yet have any information on casting or even what channel the show will be on, but they have released this teaser poster.
How beautiful.
We are a little bit skeptical about this because of the films, but with the cult following that this futuristic lawman has, and the enthusiasm that seems to be going into this project, I'm sure it's going to be a raging success / flop disaster, because it could go either way.
It really could.
I am the law!
And that's not all. Another massive star is getting a TV show too. Yes! The mostly optimistic but occasionally very angry Uni-Kitty from the Lego Movie is getting her own TV series. Woo!
I am Princess Uni-Kitty.
As ruler of her kingdom, Uni-Kitty, whose efforts to stay positive and avoid negativity no matter what, sometimes make her prone to the occasional rage out,
Where you'll never, ever, ever, ever find that.
keeps busy with royal responsibilities, Uni-Kitty is most interested in making sure everyone is happy and ridding the kingdom of negativity. But she is a force to be reckoned with if anyone gets in the way of her spreading positive vibes. Vibes. It will air on Cartoon Network sometime in the future.
I hate this place.
Do you remember way back in 2015 that little film called Age of Ultron?
So long
You
ago.
probably remember the robot Ultron being defeated by our favourite heroes. What you might not remember is the slightly out of place dream sequence that Thor had while Scarlet Witch controlled his mind. We thought it was going to be a part of Thor Ragnarok, but we just caught a glimpse of a statue from that scene on set for Infinity War. Seeing as Tessa Thompson, who played Valkyrie in Ragnarok, has also been on set, you can see there's a connection.
Yeah.
If you remember the scene from Age of Ultron, Heimdall told Thor that he had led them into hell and that they were all dead.
They see you leading us to hell. Wake up!
The film is currently shooting in the UK, where a stand-in actor for Rocket was also spotted, along with Chris Evans and Tessa Thompson. Apparently, Robert Downey Jr. and Samuel L. Jackson are on their way to England.
They're
too.
coming here.
It's looking like the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy will be joining them after David Bautista let slip that he will be sharing some scenes with Iron Man.
Wow.
Can we go on a road trip?
Can we?
Please?
Can
It's
we?
only a 6-hour drive.
Production began on Aquaman this month, and they are currently filming in Australia, and by DC Extended Universe standards, Aquaman has been a breeze.
It's America.
With no change of director and things seemingly going as planned from the outset.
No
What?
way.
How? Director James Wan released this photo on Twitter to mark the occasion of their first day of filming. And Aquaman finally has his own logo. It's kind of a Star Trek meets Sequest DSV, and we think it's perfect for Aquaman.
Yeah.
It's due for release December 2018.
Ruben reviewed Alien Covenant on Friday, and it seems that Ridley Scott is moving on to the next part of the story. He's not giving much away, but it seems that he has a clear idea of where to take the franchise.
That's good.
After Prometheus, which was meant to explain where the xenomorphs came from, but left us with
Didn't.
more questions than answers,
Yeah.
Covenant leaves space for one more film before Alien in the timeline to answer some of those questions. Apparently, we will know exactly who the space jockey is by the end of the third film. And after that, Ridley says, unless they run out of steam, they will pick up the story right after Alien 1.
Brilliant. Doug Liman has been working on a sequel for Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat for a while now. And here is what he has to say about it. We have an amazing story. It's incredible. Way better than the first film. And I obviously love the first film. It'll be called Live, Die, Repeat and Repeat. Tom Cruise is excited about it, and Emily Blunt is excited about it. The big question is when we'll do it, and it's not an if, it's a when. I'm thinking that the title may need some work, but we both loved the first film, despite having different opinions on how it should have ended. But that's an argument for another day.
We'll save that one.
Yeah.
Netflix is working on another original film, and it's an adaptation of the 1997 to 2003 manga Blame!
Yeah.
It's set in the distant future, where what's left of the human race resides within a megastructure, a vast and dangerous labyrinth, and has grown wild and out of control. Thrown into this world is the mysterious Killy, a strange individual who is on a quest to bring civilization back from the brink of oblivion. We only have a few days to wait for this now, because it's out on the 20th of May!
Everything is awesome. Thanks to Bethesda UK, we have had our hands on their take of Prey, the not-so-sequel horror / space opera game, and be sure to check out Ruben in his playthrough. The game plays like a Bethesda game. Collectibles galore, and pick up everything if you're strong enough. Ashtrays, chairs, just beware, some of them turn into monsters. Prey is at times terrifying and with highly imaginative gameplay.
So if you're a fan of pooping your pants,
Yeah.
Fallout, Skyrim and Dead Space, then get this game. It looks pretty, it plays fluidly, the story is as immersive as you desire. Our top tip for the game is to explore everything, explore everywhere,
Go
even
everywhere,
in
get
space.
everything.
Yeah, go for a spacewalk.
Cool. So E3 is less than a month away now, and I bring you news of a new game that will be showcasing on the Nintendo Switch.
What is it?
Get a bucket now, you lucky Switch owners, because you'll need it to catch all of your drool.
Gross. Metroid Prime 4 is rumoured for a wide amount of sources to be at E3 this year.
Yay.
Retro Studios haven't released a game since 2014 when they
Why?
released Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, but they have been tweeting away saying, be patient. But it seems pretty likely at this stage of rumouring in Rumourville that Metroid is back in all its gloriousness. Fingers crossed for this, that this is all true.
Assassin's Creed Empire is dead, or rather, the title is RIP. Now view this glorious screenshot that leaked with its title Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm not particularly enthralled by this title. Anyone remember Batman Arkham Origins?
I do.
A Reddit leaker claims that the game is being made by the team that created Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Back flag.
The Reddit said that it will have a modern day sequence, but no Desmond Miles,
No.
and that Ubisoft will divulge information any day before E3. Either way, we will know soon-ish.
Black Flag was amazing, so that's great news. Now, another massive gaming franchise, but sticking with Ubisoft. Earlier this week, Ubisoft tweeted this pic with the caption, "An island that we never really left." This threw fans into a hysteria. Everything from a remake of Far Cry 3 to a Far Cry 3 sequel has been discussed in the vastness of the net.
Crazy, but it seems that it was just a clever ploy by Ubisoft
How
to throw us off the
clever.
real trail. In an astonishing move, Ubisoft's next Far Cry game is going to be a Western. And
Wow.
what's even crazier is that it's said to come out around the same time that Rockstar released Red Dead Redemption. What the frack, man?
This is indeed a very strange move. Not that having a Far Cry Western is a bad thing, but to go up against the giant of the industry and in the same genre, that is mental. It is actually mental. If this is the case, that's awesome, but I'd expect a wide berth release date to be announced at E3 or sooner, once they have come to their senses.
Yeah,
I'm sure they will.
So this week we fixed our Patreon page and we got our first patron.
Yay.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks,
Thank you,
We
Andrew.
have some cool competitions on there, and right now very, very few patrons.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much guaranteed free stuff.
Free stuff.
Also, we really need to make this channel sustainable. So if you like our content and you want us to keep going, then please consider supporting us from as little as $1 a month.
And if this is your first time with us, then be sure to check out all of our other videos and like and subscribe and stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And here's just a reminder, every Tuesday and Friday we have new content coming and fortnightly.
I have a show called Kay's Recipe for Disaster, where we play with gory makeup and effects. It is
love
the
your
most fun.
show.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the coming week for our exclusive gameplay of Injustice 2,
Yep.
which hits stores next Friday, May 19th.
Yes, myself and Kema will be using Wonder Woman to kick Batman's ass, so be sure to check that out.
Yeah, we're so cool.
Yeah.
Bye, Tuesday.
Bye,
Newsday.
Tuesday Newsday.
Super exciting TV show. Super exciting TV news.
New TV news.